All righty, we're going to kick off this fall showdown prospect steer and heifer show. Class number 1, if you want to come into the arena, that's going to be number 516, Hadley Hansen, coming out of Ellensburg, Washington. Cassie Baker out of Charlotte, Montana. Ty Dewey out of Otto, Wyoming. Haley Hansen out of Ellensburg, Washington. Kaysen Clement out of Lehigh, Utah. And Lydia Hutchinson out of Belgrade, Montana. Special welcome to today's judge. That's going to be Jake Nickel out of Marion, South Dakota. Jake Nickel and his wife, Sammy, reside in Marion, South Dakota. After merging each other's family operations and starting Scragg Nickel Show Cattle, no stranger to the show ring, Jake grew up showing shorthorns and eventually found a love of all breeds, which has led over to their multi-breed production sale held each October. Jake graduated from Kansas State University, where he actively worked to grow his knowledge and make connections in the industry. Jake has shown and judged cattle all across the country and loves working with the youth. Jake now runs the cow herd in both South Dakota and Kansas. Join me in welcoming Jake Nickel. Well, once again, guys, it's not possible without our good sponsors. We want to thank Intermountain Heating and Cooling, delivering comfort, convenience, and energy efficiency for more than 20 years. Intermountain Heating and Air Conditioning was established on a tradition of outstanding customer service, and quality products. Intermountain is the only Trane dealer in the Helena area and also sells systems from numerous other manufacturers, including Honeywell, Mitsubishi, Gensco, and Water Furnace geothermal heat pumps. Thanks, Intermountain Heating and Cooling, for all that they do for us. We also want to thank our good friends at Stock Show Secrets. They'd like to wish every exhibitor the best of luck. Stock Show Secret brand supplements have innovated the livestock show industry. Like their competitors, Stock Show Secret offers performance-based products to make your animals do and look better. But Stock Show Secrets also offers products for a safer show experience, a more rewarding show experience. They believe no matter how good an animal is, it won't place very well if they cannot get shown well. That is what makes Stock Show Secrets different. Check them out online, on Facebook, or Instagram at stockshowsecrets.com. Also, special thanks to Ag West Credit Services. It's not possible to be in the cow industry without a good banker, so thanks for all their support and making this possible.
Well, good morning. I'm very excited here to be in Billings to sort your prospect heifer and steer show, and we definitely are going to have a lot of different type and kinds, especially as we start kind of jambling up some different breed compositions. For me today, a young lady brings one that I just think for me is in the middle of 2 and 3. Heifer that definitely has enough muscle and enough bone. Would I be lying if I wanted to see a little bit more? Yeah, I definitely would love to see a little bit more, but when we put the cattle on the move, one that moves around when she gets comfortable and relaxed, moves around the most freely in her structure. I love the elevation to her front 1/3, the swoop to her rib. Just a nice, very complete heifer to start the day. Young lady's going to bring out the one that's got the most power. And I'm not going to deny, I love this heifer's hip. I love the width, the extra width that she has. On the standstill, a heifer that I'm drawn to extremely well. When we put the cattle in motion, I just like to correct the way that she hits the ground off those back two. I'd like to see just a little more flex in those back two pasterns. But when that young lady gets her stopped right there, that's a beautiful silhouette. We get behind the cattle. Love the width. Very nice heifer. Just a minor thing for me. Maybe make her a little more fluid as she goes around the ring today. Young lady coming out next. Really, probably the greener of the trio. Heifer that's going to be very, very nice with time. Awesome bodied. I love the construction to her hind legs. She definitely has the advantage in flex over the heifer and two. Heifer for me, I'd like to correct the way she moves out of her front end. I would like to just level her out there in the center portion of her spine. Make her just move a little more freely. Young lady, again, gets her posed, and one that you're drawn to from the side profile very well. Very elegant, very feminine, very fresh type of a heifer. Young man's going to bring out a really nice cowie type prospect here. Big bodied. I love the substance of bone. Heifer that maybe just isn't as tricked out and elegant in her front 1/3 as the heifers above her. But in the bottom of the trio here, I think the heifer that has the advantages in terms of structure and some added substance. Young man does a really nice job when he gets her head up. You definitely want to take a second look at this heifer. Just like to clean her up, maybe make her a little more wowy and give her some more extras. Young man's going to bring out a really stout, powerful, big hip type of a female. Just like to open her up there in the center portion of her body. Just like to see just a little more lower width. Heifer that maybe needs to be corrected in terms of the angles of her lower joints. But one that's got a lot of muscle, a lot of hip, a lot of substance, a little feed and time on that young man's female. She's going to make a really nice project for you down the way. Young lady brings a really nice, complete, sound one to round out the class. A heifer that maybe just is lacking some of the ESTs and the extras and that added look as some of the heifers above her, but a really complete, really sound, well-designed female. Don't give up on that one. She's going to make you a nice brood cow prospect and show heifer going on down the road. Congratulations to those kids.
All righty, well, congratulations on a great set of heifers right here. Second place is going to be Cassie Baker out of Charlotte, Montana. And the winner of that class will be Haley Hansen out of Ellensburg, Washington. Congratulations. We're going to roll right into class number 2. We're looking for Glenn Cattleco out of Missoula, Montana. Haley Hansen out of Ellensburg, Washington. Heidi Hutchinson out of Belgrade, Montana. Another one from Glenn Cattleco out of Missoula, Montana. Then we got Tierra Rigby out of Drummond, Montana, and another one from Tierra Rigby out of Drummond, Montana. This is going to be class number 2. Class number 3, you guys can have it on your mind. We're going to be coming to you following this class. Special thanks to Town and Country Supply. At Town and Country Supply, it's our job to help you find the right feed for your animals. We offer feed with quality, guaranteed ingredients, made to develop your cows, calves, heifers, steers, and bulls. Supplements are important for your cattle, and so is finding the right one for your operation. Whether you need QLF liquid feed, Smart Lick tubs, or pelleted complete feed, our team of experts can help you advise on the program of what's right for your livestock. Stop and see them at the NILE. They're going to be around here. Also, special thanks to Opportunity Bank. Opportunity Bank has more than 100 years strong and 31 locations statewide, and they are a member FDIC. Go check them out for all your banking needs. We also want to thank our friends down at Select Sires, offering an expanded sire lineup that includes more elite bulls from respected programs. Select Sires, calving ease, carcass cows. Stop by and see Jay Nanzel at their booth in the trade show or visit your local Select Sire rep.
Well, another really nice class, and a young lady brings us a really highly presented one to start this second class off. When she gets a heifer parked, paints you just a really pretty picture. Very angular and correct through her hind leg, very elegant through that front 1/3, massive in her middle section. You know, she maybe wants to just get uncoordinated ever so slightly out of that shoulder, but a heifer that reads with a lot of quality, a very nice place to start. Young lady brings us one that's got a little bit more power and substance to her, a heifer that's maybe just not as elegant and chiseled up through that front 1/3. She wants to get just a shot round and start to duck her pins ever so slightly on the move, but a heifer that I just love the substance of bone, the substance of power and width when I get behind the cattle. A very nice female in her own right. Struggled a little bit with this middle pair here. I'd like to go with young lady's red heifer. I think there's just a little more go and performance there. Heifer that I really like the construction to her hind wheel. She wants to flex really nice at the ground. Just needs some more substance in terms of that middle section. Needs to transition a little bit better in through her heart and forerib. But a very, very nice red heifer for that young lady. Young lady brings out a black heifer and maybe has a little more elegance and femininity than the heifer in front of her, a heifer that's got a lot of body. For me today, she reads just a little quick as we study her through that cannon bone. Like to redesign the way that hind leg is constructed, but we're going to make a really nice low input, low maintenance cow for the young lady going forward. Very nice heifer. Next two coming out. Very nice heifers in their own right. The white heifer got chock full of muscle and power. Would like to redesign the way that she's constructed there in her hock. Let her move around the ring with a little more fluidity, but a very, very nice, bold, powerful heifer. Young lady rounds out with one, awfully cool. Big hairs, a lot of bone, a lot of substance. Just like to see a little more grow and performance in that female to get her any higher today.
Well, congratulations, another whale of a pin of heifers right there. Second is going to go to Glenn Calico out of Missoula, Montana. And your winner of that class, congratulations, will go to Haley Hansen out of Ellensburg, Washington. We're going to roll right into class number 3. That'll be Wade Kramer, Ashton Smeltzer. Wade Kramer's coming out of Columbus. Ashton's out of Glendive, Montana. Reed Pratt is going to be coming. Then we're going to have Olivia McGregor out of Hooper, Washington. And Tanner Vanek out of Lewistown, Montana. Class number 4, have it on your mind. We're going to be coming to you guys shortly. Special thanks to our friends down at Western Ranch Supply. They're serving the Big Sky country with quality and service you can trust. Stop into their West End store located just off of the Shiloh exit. A complete farm and ranch store from vet supplies to show supplies or fencing to livestock equipment, saddles and tack, and a large clothing department. Thanks to our good friends Rob Erickson, Keith Robinson, and Shane Vandevort. They have stores in Billings and Great Falls, and they also have a booth right back there. If you got any last-minute show supplies you need, they've got you covered right there. Go check them out. And thanks again for your sponsorship, Western Ranch Supply. Check them out. We also want to thank our friends down at Montana Lottery. Every year, the Montana Lottery provides $2.25 million in scholarships for Montana students pursuing a STEM degree. Your ticket purchase helps fund these scholarships. They want to thank you for playing, and we want to thank you for your sponsorship. Montana Lottery wouldn't be possible without you.
Well, an excellent a group of four here at the top side of this class, and one that really gets a guy thinking because we are not aligning in terms of types and kinds, and I kind of expected that. We have some cattle that maybe have some different goals. We're bred for some different things, and so it's challenging to try to find that healthy balance. Young man's yellow heifer, when she relaxes and wants to show off, she gives you a really good look. That heifer's fighting the halter a little bit today, but when she actually gives you a look, and I'm glad I took the extra time and kept these guys out here to do that extra lap, because as that heifer relaxes more and more, I really start to like her. She's got big pieces, awesome looking hind leg, really nice muscled, good and nice and fresh through the center portion of her body, but still bold and robust. Just a very, very complete type of a heifer. And as she continues to grow and mature, things will start coming together on that one, I believe. She's going to be very competitive on down the road. Young lady in second here, you're the challenge heifer of the four. You definitely are the frailest boned. And maybe don't have the hair and maybe wowie pizzazz, but that's a really good breeding female. Very, very nice reaching female, longer bodied than most. For me today, she wants to just get a little funky and wants to travel just a little weird out of the front part of her shoulder. She wants to get maybe just a tick bow-legged and roll in off those back two. I think all these problems are minor and with time and hair and condition. And as we move on down the show road, I think some of those will correct themselves as well. That's just a very complete, very attractive, very nice breeding heifer that kind of fell in a class where maybe she doesn't quite fit in. That's a very, very nice breeding female for the young lady. Next two heifers coming out, big hairs, highly presented. Young man's heifer maybe doesn't have the muscle as the heifer in fourth, maybe doesn't have the lower width. Heifer that wants to maybe just get a little uncoordinated out of her hip and hind leg, but you can't deny the bone and overall substance that heifer has. I'd like to maybe just freshen her up even just a touch in terms of her condition going forward, but one that's awful deep and powerful from the side. Young man brings us a black heifer, and she may lean a little towards, in a breeding heifer show, lean a little bit towards the more market side. Heifer that's wide and robust, big square hip, big top. I'd like to maybe just make her just a little more comfortable off those hind two as she travels around the ring. Maybe just make her a little more ladylike in terms of her rib and up through her head and neck. But for what that heifer's for, I'm assuming that she's more terminally bred. That's a very, very nice heifer. Wide pin, big and robust, very, very nice female for the young man. Young man brings us a kind of a gold-colored roan, fun-colored one out here. Heifer that's ultra big bodied, very striking when the young man gets her set up on the profile. Just like to maybe just loosen her up there and tick in her hock and the way it flexes, but a very, very nice female in her own right. Next two heifers coming out, maybe need to just make them just a shot sounder to get them any higher today. Young lady's baldy female, very striking, big hair, a lot of body. Again, just like to redesign the way that hind leg's constructed. Young man brings us a big, stout, powerful black heifer. Just like to see a little more performance and growth in that female to get her any higher today. Congratulations to those kids.
Absolutely. Another tough class right there. Prospect's a good word for that. There's a lot of prospects right there. Congratulations. Second place in that class goes to Tierra Rigby out of Drummond, Montana. And congratulations, your winner of that class will be Reed Pratt. Nicely done. Let's roll right into class number 4. That'll be Maddie Keys, Hadley Hansen, Olivia McGregor, Emerson Olson, Carmen Olson, Mason Tom, Sydney Frank, and Brinley Dewey. Alrighty, and just a friendly reminder, all the first and second places of each class do be getting ready. We're going to come back for the final drive there as well. And also, if you finish third in the class, You guys also be on deck just in case we pick first and second out of that class, if that makes sense. So everybody that's first and second in your class, we're going to bring you back for the final drive. And if you finish third in your class, kind of have it on your mind, and you guys will be on deck if need be. I want to thank our friends down at Rand's Custom Hats. They're just right down the road. Whether you're looking for a new lid to look sharp at the NILE or you're trying to get the old one fixed up, got a few crimping to do on it, either way, they've got you covered. They're just right down the road. Thanks to Rand's Custom Hats for their sponsorship. Wouldn't be possible without you. We also want to thank our promotional partner of the NILE jackets. We got World West of Joliet, Montana, a custom bull collection service with the experience many have come to trust. Thanks to Scott and Andrea Spickard for all they do. And also just a friendly reminder, all Grand and Reserve champions, please remember to visit the livestock office in the expo to pick up your champion jackets and vest. And special thanks to our good friend Scott down at Dalio Western Wear for embroidering these awards. Visit the Dalio booth and the trading post for all your NILE merchandise you need to purchase. Thanks to those guys. Also, special thanks to Best Western Clock Tower Inn for being the NILE's official host hotel. Located in the heart of downtown Billings and connected to Stella's Bakery, they got all your needs right there.
Well, another really nice class. Heifer, for me, comes to the top, one that you're awfully drawn to in terms of presentation and body and boldness. A heifer that just has that awesome swoopy rib shape. A female, when she wants to and wants to get out and go, she gives you a really nice flexible look. She's kind of fighting the halter, and I get it. It's that age where it's frustrating, and you just got to keep working on them. Gets just maybe a shot pinch there behind the top side of her shoulder blade, but when the young lady gets her part, paints you a really, really nice picture. Young lady's baldy face here that's going to come in second, one that awfully striking, and when the young lady gets her stopped, you're drawn to the substance of bone, the power, the hip, a very nice female. We set the cattle into motion. I'll get out of there so I don't make it go off. When we set the cattle into motion, a heifer that wants to just get a little high in that center portion of her spine just gets a little short in terms of her reach when we ask the cattle to go around the ring. But when heifer, when she's stopped, boy, it gives you a really, really nice picture. A young lady coming out next, a longer ribbed, longer body type of female, female that when you get behind the cattle, a lot of substance, a lot of width. Heifer that I love the extra bone that she has. Just need to make her a little more fluid as we ask the cattle to go into motion. Ask her just to reach just a shot nicer, but a heifer that's chock full of power and red meat. Going to make a really nice project for that young lady. Next heifer coming out, very nice presented, very highly shown type of a female. A young lady does a phenomenal job. A heifer that I really like the overall profile of this heifer. She's very level and square through her top and through her hip. Just again, like to maybe open her up there in the center portion of her body. Just make her just a little more flexible off those hind two. But again, young lady gets her part, does a very nice job. Very elegant through her front 1/3. I like that heifer a lot, and with time, I think she can get a little higher up in this class. A young lady's white socket-legged heifer here coming out next. Definitely lacking in terms of some performance and power, but a heifer that I really appreciate. The added femininity, the added extension to her front 1/3. A heifer that's got some top shape, got some body shape, just needs some more time with the feed pail, but one that I think could have a really, really bright future for that young lady. A young man brings us out a very complete, powerful cow prospect, heifer that maybe is just lacking in terms of some bone and maybe some of that added look, but I appreciate the extra length, the extra rib that female possesses. Going to make a really nice brood cow for that young man. A young lady brings us another really striking hairy heifer coming out next. One we just like to loosen up off either end of her skeleton to get any higher today. But love the longness of body, the added rib that heifer brings to the table. A young lady rounds out with a colorful one to end the class, a heifer that I really like, the added muscle, the added bone and power. Just like to maybe get a little more of a read of some extra growth and performance. That one reads to me that she might just be a little more on the terminal side as these cattle continue to grow and mature. Congratulations to those young people.
Well, congratulations on another tough pin of cattle right there. Here's how the top two shook out. Sydney Frank out of Joliet, Montana is going to finish second. And congratulations to the winner of that class is going to be Hadley Hansen coming to us out of Ellensburg, Washington. Now, if you were first and second in any of those classes, we are going to come back with that final drive. So all of first and second of each class, if you want to come on in. And then if you did finish third in your class, kind of be on deck in case the opportunity presents itself, because we are going to be going through fifth place in this final drive here. Here's what that looks like. We're going to have Haley Hansen, Cassie Baker, Haley Hansen again, Glenn Cattle, Reed Pratt, Tiara Rigby, Haley Hansen, and another Sydney Frank. Once again, we just want to thank all of our good arena sponsors here. It wouldn't be possible without them. We've got John Deere C&B Operations. They've got all your needs covered, whether it be from the construction side to the agricultural side, all the way down to a lawnmower or a gator. Either way, they've got you covered. Intermountain Heating and Air Conditioning. I tell you what, we can't live without them here in Montana. Rand's Custom Hats, just right down the road. Axiota Animal Health, Humana, Montana Lottery, VitaFirm, Coors Light, RCIS, Stockman Bank, Western Ranch Supply, Pine Coulee Bulls. They have a bull sale every March. Go ahead and check them out. Agribest Feeds. They got a booth right there. We got Transova Genetics, Hemptana, and Stock Show Secrets. Thank you guys all for being our good arena sponsors here. Also, we do have a full line of vendors and a trade show here, so if you guys are in the market, a lot of great products, a lot of knowledgeable sales reps here, so do make sure to go check them out. And we've also got a trade show under the Metra as well. Got a lot of clothing, a lot of cool stuff down there too, so please do check out all of our good trade show people. It wouldn't be possible without them as well.
Well, let's go ahead and give these kids a big round of applause. It's been a very, very nice show, very nice group of cattle from top to bottom. I've said before, I commented a lot of different types and kinds. And, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that because good cattle are good cattle no matter what shape, form, what their purpose is. If they're doing their purpose and performing at a high level, that's all that matters to me, in my opinion. That, you know, we all have different goals, especially when it comes to the show ring. We all have different goals when it comes to performance and out in pasture when these things are in their working clothes. So to me, I'm just trying to find the one that can excel the best and at the highest in that specific field of where they kind of fit within the industry. I'm very fortunate to be able to come up here and do this, and been very excited about this for a long time. I've never been out here. It's a show that it's always been on my bucket list. I've had a lot of friends tell me it's one of the best, and so to be able to come out here and evaluate some of your prospects, and I know we got a steer show coming up yet. I've been very, very pumped up about that, and I just want to thank my crew and my family back home for allowing me to get away in such a busy time to do that. You know, as we study the cattle, I'm not going to go back through them real hard. I think that there's 5 in my mind that are very elite females that are going to go out, have great show careers, make really nice cows for the young people. So one more time, give them a big round of applause. I'll go show you my top 5.
Hadley Hansen, if we could have you to the arena, please. Hadley Hansen to the arena, please, and thank you. Well, congratulations on an exceptional pin of heifers right there. Your grand champion is going to be Haley Hansen coming out of Ellensburg, Washington. Congratulations. Your reserve champion is also going to be Haley Hansen out of Ellensburg, Washington. Third place is going to go to Cassie Baker. Fourth is going to go to Hadley Hansen. And fifth is going to go to Reed Pratt. Congratulations, guys, on an exceptional pin of heifers. All righty, we are going to roll right into the Prospect Market Heifer Show. Going to be Jet Jamison, Heidi Hutchinson, Stephanie Pruitt, Bailey Kraft, Hadley Cooper, Ashton Smeltzer, Taya Ann Clement, and another one by Taya Ann Clement. We will kick off the Prospect Market Heifer Show.
Well, put your hands together for this is our only class of market heifers, and a very challenging one that was very deep. Put your hands together for these kids. Not one that just maybe reaches out and says, I need to win, and a lot of different types and kinds. For me, I was just trying to figure out, as I'm feeding the project and projecting on down the year, because we got a lot more shows, these are just prospect calves, which one is the one that I would feel the most comfortable to have on feed, and I ultimately landed on the young man's black heifer. Is she the biggest muscled one in the class? No. She definitely can maybe use just a shot of pin width. Is she light muscled? Is she frail bone? Absolutely not. Plenty of it for me. That heifer is awesome through her front 1/3. She's beautiful into the center portion of her body. She's the soundest one in the class, and certainly has enough power and shape for me. I like to see what that one looks like on feed down the road. I think that heifer's got a bright future. Maybe on the other end, we have two heifers that are definitely more ready to go. To me, the young lady's black heifer, one that I just love on a standstill. Young lady gets her parked, gives you that look, gets her ears forward, a heifer that draws your attention. I love the center portion of her body. I love the extra muscle. For me today, she wants to get maybe just a tick rounder out of her hip. Maybe doesn't handle that hind leg as comfortable as the heifer in front of her, but one, again, on the standstill, paints that market heifer looking picture, reaches out and grabs you. I really like that calf. Young lady's yellow heifer, maybe one of the more challenging ones for me to figure out where she fits. A heifer, definitely the widest, most ready to go one today. She's the heaviest one in the class. A heifer for me, I wonder as we move forward how sound she'll stay. But one, man, you can't deny when you get behind the cattle, there's some width there. There's some power. There's some top shape. Young lady does a really nice job when we get her parked again. Gives you a really nice look at that heifer. There's a lot there. Again, my question is when we ask cattle to go into motion and as we project them on down the line, how sound will she stay? But a very, very nice, ready to go female. Maybe just pushing just a shot of condition for me today, but a very, very nice female in her own right. Young lady coming out next, butterscotch colored heifer, one that I also really like. I love this one's front 1/3. I love the way she comes out really nice out of the top side of her blade. I love the power. For me today, we got to reconstruct the way that hind leg is designed. Make that one just a little sounder. This young lady is an awesome stick and gives you a great look. I couldn't keep my eyes off of her for a while on that heifer, just the way she gets those ears forward and gets that front 1/3 pulled out of that heifer. She does a very nice job and is going to have a very fun year with a very nice heifer. The young man coming out next, and I went back and forth between this black heifer and the black and white. Ultimately, this heifer to me has a little more go to her and projects to maybe be a shot bigger framed as we get on down the road. A heifer that's got a lot of top shape. Like to just jerk her out of that front side of her shoulder, make her just a little more eye appealing in that regard. Just open her up there in the center portion of her body, but a very, very nice market heifer with a lot of pin width. Young lady's black and white heifer coming next, ultra cool, ultra big boned, heifer that's got a lot of product in there. Maybe just reads a shot quicker for me today. Heifer I'd like to just maybe stretch out in some areas, but a very, very nice, stout, bold, striking colored female for the young lady. She's going to have some fun with all that hair and bone and substance. Young lady brings out a white-tailed heifer here, and one that's fighting the halter for me today. For me, I'd like to loosen her up off either end of her skeleton, maybe elevate her just a shot. But again, a lot of bone, a lot of power, a lot of muscle. I love the center portion of her body. Very, very nice female. Young lady brings a gray and white heifer out to round out the class. Very nice heifer, very nice reaching. Has some product to her. Just like to see a little more substance and a little more performance in that heifer to get her any higher today. Congratulations to all those market heifer exhibitors.
You betcha. Good pin of market heifers right there. Here's how that class shook out. Second's going to be Hadley Cooper out of Powell, Wyoming. First is going to be Jet Jameson out of Lusk, Wyoming. Congratulations. We will roll right into the Prospect Steer Show with class number 1. We're looking for Duke Schleining from Aout, Colorado. Bridger Lewis out of Ulm, Montana. Denham Callentine out of Ballantine, Montana. Adeline Evinrude out of Ritchie, Montana. Kyla Mather out of Wilsaw, Montana. Emma Schleining out of Colorado. Daniel Miller out of Billings, Montana. And Hadley Cooper from Powell, Wyoming. All righty, just a friendly reminder, if you've got a loved one at home that wasn't able to make it today, we are going to be streaming live from ringsidelive.co. Again, that's ringsidelive.co. So if you've got loved ones, family members that couldn't make it here, they can dang sure watch it on ringsidelive.co. Also, thanks to Next Level Images. They are our official photographer of the NILE Stock Show. We've got all your pictures and images uploaded, so if that's something you want to check out, you can find them at nextlevelimages.com. Again, that's nextlevelimages.com.
Well, as we kick off our prospect steer shows, a nice duo of a young lady. Go ahead and pull him. These two calves are both very, very nice. I opted to go with the solid black, white-bellied one. A calf for me that is the most complete, and also on top of that has the most to him when we get behind the cattle when sorting these two. Is he as elevated and maybe as arrogant through his front 1/3 as the calf behind him? No, but a calf that reads with more boldness behind his blade, a calf that reads to me with just some more substance, all while I think he handles his hind leg just a shot better than the black and white calf. Very close, though. Definitely a duo that makes you think. Young lady's black and white calf, like I said, calf, when she gets his head and neck up, man, his front end is beautiful. I just like to maybe correct the way he uses his hock and just maybe like to pry them apart. That's getting really nitpicky on a steer that's going to have a very nice year for you. A calf with time, he's still maybe a shot on the greener side. He'll transition into a really nice fat steer. His outline is very, very good. Young man brings us a black steer here, a steer that's chock full of power and muscle. One that I love is at a top shape. I love his bone. A calf that maybe just needs to handle his joints just a little bit smoother and cleaner than the two calves above him. But a very, very nice, stout, burly reading steer for the young man. Young lady's black and white steer, one that's got a lot of substance of bone and muscle, a calf that maybe reads just a shot quick, and as we study through his cannon bone, but a very, very nice, opened up, powerful type of calf. Young lady brings us another black calf here, one that's got plenty of substance of bone and power. Again, just like to loosen him up off either end of his skeleton. Just like to maybe open him up in the lower portion of his body to get him maybe around that black and white and black calf ahead of him, but one that has definitely got some added pieces and volume. Young lady's Hereford mark steer here, where he's maybe lacking in muscle, he makes up in structure. I love the feet and legs on this calf. He's very green. Give him time with the feed bucket, and I think that calf's going to transition to a really nice fat steer for the young lady. He's very sound, just needs some more muscle. Young man's yellow calf coming out next. Has the advantages in muscle. I love the smoothness in through his forerib and the center portion of his body. I just like to clean up those joints a little bit, make him just a little smoother, let him walk around the ring just a little nicer. A young man's gray and white steer coming out next. Steer that reads that's maybe going to be a little bigger frame, maybe bigger type of a fat steer. Calf that need to make him just a little sounder off of either end of his structure, open him up in the center portion of his midsection, but a very, very nice, stout, powerful, big bone calf for the young man.
My goodness, the competition was deep right there. Here's how that shook out. Third place goes to Duke Schleining out of Alt, Colorado. Second in class is going to go to Adeline Elvenrud out of Ritchie, Montana. And congratulations to your winner of that class is going to be Hadley Cooper out of Powell, Wyoming. We're going to roll right into class number 2. That's going to be Lydia Hutchinson out of Belgrade, Montana. Tiara Rigby out of Drummond, Montana. Landon Daniels out of Garland, Utah. Trey Teeter out of Rifle, Colorado. Stephanie Pruitt out of Park City, Montana. And Bridger Lewis out of Ulm, Montana. We got Grace Daniels coming in as well. Also, a friendly reminder, if you guys were the top 3 in your class, we will be bringing back the top 2 for the final drive. And the third in class we asked to be on deck just in case we might need you like we did in the last final drive. So if you finished in the top 2 in your class, be ready to come back for the final drive. And if you finish third, do make yourself available because we might need to bring you in. Also, just a friendly reminder, we are going to have that Junior Supreme show at 5:30, and the open will start at 6, but we need all your entries by 3:30. Check in by 3:30 if you would for the Junior Supreme starting at 5:30 and the open starting at 6 o'clock.
Well, another really nice duo here for me today. This gray steer, very highly presented, one that just kind of reaches out and grab you. I'll be honest, I don't know what this steer's endpoint is. It's a prospect show, and so we're going to try to project on down the line. I don't know when this steer will reach the frame size and overall finish that he needs to, but when he does, he's got some really cool pieces. Awesome, big tree trunk sized legs. You get behind the calf, he's wide, pulled apart. I love how he comes out the top side of his shoulder. Just gives you that ultimate show steer look. Opened up and really nice, and transitions really good through his heart and forerib up through his chest floor. Again, I don't know what his final mature time will be, but a very nice calf. Young man's black steer, more of a meat and potatoes kind of calf. Calf that's ultra big bodied, has plenty of muscle and shape to him, and that's where he has maybe the advantage over the next two calves behind him. I do like the elevation of this steer. just maybe like to correct him how he gets out of that front skeleton. Maybe just give him some of the extras to get him higher than that gray calf. But a very, very nice calf that's going to make a really complete fat steer for the young man. Another one that's ultra complete. I like this young lady. I like this calf a lot. I like the framework we got to work with as we get these cattle on feed and go on down the line, extra and longer and more extended in his kind. I like to square him up just a shot in his pin set. And again, just open him up a little bit in the center portion of his body to make him more competitive today. But a calf that's ultra good through his front 1/3, big bones, calf that's going to go ahead and feed into a nice fat steer. Young lady's red calf coming out next. From his nose all the way to his last rib, I love this calf. Where I want to redesign him is how his hind leg is constructed. But boy, when that young lady gets him stopped, he gives you an ultra cool look. Reads to be a really nice feeding calf for the young lady. I think that calf's got another calf with a bright future. Kind of a bigger framed, taller kind of steer coming out next. Steer with some bigger legs. Calf, again, like to just open him up. See a little more of him today, but a nice, long, elevated steer, a calf that's going to make a really nice project for the young man again. Just maybe a little greener today and not as ready to get him higher. Young lady brings a really complete, bigger body, more opened up steer than what we had above him. Where I'd like to fix this calf is just make him a little sounder off either end of his skeleton. Just maybe pull him apart as we get behind the cattle. Young lady's red steer has a big top. Just like to see a little more foot and bone. Like to see him travel as we ask the cattle to move around the ring just a shot better. But a calf that's got a really big top rib in him, a nice front end calf. Going to, again, make another nice fat steer for the young lady as we move on down the road. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Absolutely. Another powerhouse pin of steers right there. Third in that class is going to be Stephanie Pruitt out of Park City, Montana. Second's going to be Landon Daniels out of Garland, Utah. And congratulations, the winner of that class is going to be Trey Teeter out of Rifle, Colorado. Nicely done, guys. Let's go right into class number 3. We're going to be Keegan Ross out of Roosevelt, Utah. David Miller out of Billings, Montana. Brayley Brownell from Three Forks, Montana. Tayton Clement from Lehigh, Utah. Dallas Mather from Wilsaw, Montana. And Jet Jamison coming out of Lusk, Wyoming. You guys can come on in. Class number 4, you guys will be on deck. We'll be coming to you guys next. And once again, if you finished first or second in your class, we are going to bring you back for the final drive at the end of this show. Plus, if you finish third, we are going to ask that you guys be on deck in case we need to bring you in as well. Jet Jamison over to the gate, if you would. Jet Jamison out of Lusk, Wyoming. We need you over to the gate, please, and thank you. Jet Jamison to the gate.
Well, we're lacking maybe some of the numbers that we've had in some of the other classes. So, young man with the black and white calf, don't get to, don't put your head down because that steer would have stood towards the top end of a couple of the other classes we had. We just maybe ran into a tough break because all 5 of these steers are quality. For me today, the most show steer looking of them all is this young man's red calf, a calf that's got tremendous set of round feet and legs, a calf that's big and wide and through his top line, gives you a really, really nice silhouette, reads to maybe a little bit more on the moderate side, but again, different endpoints, different goals for these calves. This is a really, really high quality animal. A young lady's black steer that we're going to come out next. He maybe don't have some of the bells and whistles as some of the other steers that we've seen today. I just love this calf's feet and legs. I think this calf travels around the ring very comfortably. I think as time progresses and we pour some more feed to these calves, he's got plenty of muscle for me, plenty of shape. Just a calf that isn't maybe going to ever have the extras, but a calf that's just going to always be ultra complete, ultra sound, going to make a really nice fat steer for the young lady. It was a challenge to sort this bottom 3. It's a challenge to sort this bottom 3. A young man's yellow calf that's going to come in third. He's wanting to fight the halter a little bit today. I wonder if his hind leg just plants a little forward, a little straight ever so slightly. But a calf, when he does give you a good look, gives you a really nice look. Big top, really, really nice hair coat, gives you an ultra good look out through his front 1/3. Maybe needs to be opened up more and maybe gives up some advantages in terms of rib shape next to the calves behind him. But I do appreciate the added bone and the added extension of that calf. Young man's white steer, another ultra complete one. I love this calf's, when I get behind him, I love the expression he shows in through his hip. A calf I'd like to just maybe make just a shot bigger bone today. Maybe relax him in terms of how he handles his ankles. When that young man gets him stopped, though, there's a world where I think this calf can make a really, really nice fat steer. He's got the outline for it. Just maybe, again, like to see him maybe just relax as in some of his angle work as he progresses. But again, a calf that gives you an ultra good look. Young man's black and white calf's going to round out. Love the striking view and the look this calf gives you. Again, this is a high quality calf. Maybe just like to loosen him up in his angles. He wants to get just a little straight there in his front 1/3. Doesn't maybe flex his pasture near as good as some of the other calves in the class. But I love how opened up. I love the look. I love the front 1/3 of this steer. I love how expressive he is in behind his shoulder. Nice calf, young man. You're going to have a lot of fun with him down the road.
You betcha, another class chock full of talent right there. Here's how that shook out. Third place is going to be Tayton Clement out of Lehigh, Utah. Second place is going to go to Braley Brownell out of Three Forks, Montana. And your winner of the class, congratulations, goes to Keegan Ross from Roosevelt, Utah. Class number 4, go ahead and walk on in. We got Taya Ann Clement out of Lehigh, Utah. Maddie Keys from Livingston, Montana. Stephanie Pruitt from Park City, Montana. Quentin Beery from Lusk, Wyoming. Taylor Sposito out of Manhattan, Montana. Shayna Shepperson out of Meeteetse, Wyoming. Sydney Frank from Joliet, Montana. And Cassie Baker from Charlotte, Montana. Class number 5, you will be on deck. And also, friendly reminder, if you finish first or second in your class, we are going to be bringing you back for the final drive. And if you finish third in your class, do have it on your mind because there might be a situation where we need to bring you in the final drive.
Well, a really nice class of steers, and one that kind of separates himself to the top pretty handily in my eyes. Not to take away from any of the other steers in the class, because there's a lot of quality all the way down through. But this guy right here combines a lot of good. A calf that is so sound when we ask him to move about the ring, flexes and goes and reaches so nice. But then when we get him on the standstill, just gives you an awesome look. Big and robust in his hip. Really, really like him through his front 1/3. Is he like the most over-expressing just Chris steer? Maybe not, but again, we're getting nitpicky on just one that combines a lot of good in terms of balance and completeness and structure and having plenty of muscle and power to go with it. Young lady's calf that's going to come next. I really like this calf, and I think it's close between her and the Baldy here for second. For me today, this calf is just a little sharper and through his hip. Maybe comes out just a little bit nicer through his front 1/3. When we ask the cattle to go, this calf wants to just roll on his ankles ever so slightly. Like to maybe relax him, and with some time and wait, and as he gets some more shows, he'll probably do that. That calf gives you a really nice outline. A lot of muscle and power there. Young lady's black and white steer coming out next. Big bone, big top type of a steer. Just like to level him out there through his hip, square him up there in his hock. He just wants to maybe just get a shot uncoordinated when we ask him to go about off of those hind two. But when the young lady gets him parked, gives you a really nice look. Very striking kind of a steer. Young man's white steer coming next. One that definitely is going to win the award in this class in terms of muscle and density. A calf that's got tremendous shape. Just reads maybe just a little quick in that cannon bone. Maybe doesn't want to handle that hock as well as some of the other steers in this class. We're trying to project different endpoints, and I think he's maybe going to take a little bit longer. Maybe just a calf in terms of relation to some of the other bolder pieces he had, maybe just reads to be a bit more on the moderate side, but one that definitely has the shape and power that you absolutely are looking for. A young lady's red steer coming out next, big and bold in through his skull, calf that's awesome in his top line. Again, just like to maybe just loosen him up there in that hock, maybe just level him out, and then through his underline there, maybe balance him out just a shot. But a really, really nice dark cherry red striking steer for the young lady. Next calf coming out, a bigger frame type of a calf that wants to get just a little high in the center portion of his spine, but definitely one that has some big bones, has some extra elevation and length. Calf that maybe is just a shot greener as some of the cattle ahead of him today. I think with time that calf could fill out and look really nice. He's got a lot of really nice pieces, very striking. Once he relaxes too in the show ring, it'll be good as well. That's a nice calf. The young lady's blaze face steer coming out next. Another one that's got a lot of power. Just needs to be loosened up off of either end of his skeleton for me today. Very much appreciate the hip and shape that calf possesses. The young lady that's going to round out the class, maybe a greener type of a steer, one that could use a little more power, a little more of those extras. I do appreciate how well that calf reaches and moves about the ring. Congratulations to those kids.
Well, I tell you what, the talent is endless right there. Congratulations, guys, on another tough class. Third is going to go to Sidney Frank out of Joliet, Montana. Second in class goes to Maddie Keys from Livingston, Montana. And your winner will be Cassie Baker from Charlotte, Montana. Congratulations. We're going to roll right into class number 5. That's going to be Tallis Spencer, Ashton Smeltzer, Cheyenne Shepard, Trey Teeter, Ryan Sposito, Aubrey Kraft, David Miller, and Weston Harrison.
Well, another really nice set of steers here. Young lady's chromed up steer, one that caught my attention the second he entered the ring. I love the substance that this calf has. I love the body. I love the boldness. I love the shape that he has. I love how big he is on in his feet and legs. Yet I love how he gives you a really nice picture into that front 130. He's laid into that shoulder really nice. You know, maybe ever so slightly he wants to get just a little rigid off of that hind leg, but from there on, that calf is very elite all the way throughout. Young lady's black steer, one that I also appreciate the extra body and substance that this calf has. He's fighting the halter a little bit today, and I think as he settles in, he'll want to relax just a shot there. And in terms of his structure, that's where I critique him today. I just want to see him just move just a little more comfortably. But, man, when he stopped right there, there's a lot of substance. There's a lot of power with that calf. He does a lot of things right in my mind. A very, very nice calf. Young lady's gray steer coming out, definitely giving up maybe a little bit of lower body, but a calf that I just really appreciate the overall outline of this calf. He's super balanced, super symmetrical. I think this calf moves fairly well around the ring, maybe just a little greener compared to the two calves in front of him. Give him some time. I think that calf has a lot of good to him, very complete. Kind of the other end of the spectrum, here's a calf coming out next and forth that it's got a lot of substance, big, powerful top, big hip in this calf. I just like to make him a little more flexible off either end of his skeleton. He just wants to get maybe just a little rigid there at the ground, pushes a little shoulder as well, but a very, very nice, powerful white steer for that young man. Young lady brings us a really nice complete steer, a calf that's ultra big bodied, got a really nice hip in him. I just like to relax him in the center portion of his spine, just free him up on his movement, but very, very nice calf in his own right. The next three calves coming out, I kind of struggled with all three of them similar. This calf to me probably has the most to him. Another calf that could be just loosened up there in the center portion of his spine, a bigger frame type of a steer. I really appreciate the reach that he has. Again, a steer with some time, let him just kind of open up in the center portion of his body could be really nice. A young lady brings us a really nice black steer here, one that's got a big top in him. Just like to see some more lower portions of this steer. Like to just open him up there in his stifle. Maybe just get him on just a shot more lower body to get him higher today. But a really nice tracking, good looking type of a calf. The young lady does an awesome job getting him stuck. Young man brings us a white-legged calf out next. More longer and extended in his kind. Calf that I just like to see some more muscle, very sound as he gets around the ring. I appreciate that about him.
You betcha, another stacked class of steers right there. Congratulations. Third place goes to Cheyenne Shepherd out of Ballantyne, Montana. Second place is going to go to Aubrey Kraft out of Powell, Wyoming. And congratulations to your winner of the class is going to be Ashton Smeltzer out of Glendive, Montana. We're going to roll right into class number 6. It's going to be Tom Cook out of Huntley, Montana. Heidi Hutchinson out of Belgrade, Montana. Landon Daniels from Garland, Utah. Cale Roberts from Absaroka, Montana. Carmen Olson from Great Falls, Montana. Tiara Rigby from Drummond, Montana. Another one from Cale Roberts out of Absaroka, Montana. And Reagan Torbett out of Missoula, Montana. Class number 7, you guys will be on deck.
Well, that's a pretty nice trio right there. That's kind of fun. That's exciting. I think all three of these calves here on the top side of the class are awfully nice. There's some differences between them, and we'll go through them. But I just want to take a second and appreciate the quality, because these three steers are very, very good, and all good in their own right. Young man's gray calf that we're going to start the class with. This calf, when the young man gets him stopped, he just gives you that show steer look. I love the product that this calf possesses. I love the center portion of his body, how he transitions from everything. I love his front 1/3, how it's extended yet still masculine, still reads with some power. I love the substance of bone with this calf. Every now and then, does he want to just maybe buckle on an ankle ever so slightly? Yeah, just ever so slightly. But that's a really, really nice steer. And to me, the combo of the next two, good place to start. I'll be honest, when this black calf comes in for the young man, I'm a sucker for those show steer ears that set directly on top of their skull, and you can almost get satellite radio with, because that's just an ultra cool look. I love the extension of this calf. I love the substance of bone. I love the hip. For me, is he as opened up and transitioned as cleanly through the center portion of his body? No. Is he maybe just a shot more coordinated on his hind leg than the young man's calf behind him? Yes. And so that's where I kind of found him in my second hole. Yeah, I think with some time, this calf will open up in the center portion of his body with some feed, and is going to make just an absolute killer fat steer with a great look. Young man, I really like this calf, and I know he's fighting a halter for you today. And as you get him out into some more show rings, and as time goes on, as we target for a fat steer show, I think he'll relax. He gets a little just loose and wants to maybe just over-exaggerate the bend in his hock. Maybe gets a little underneath himself on the move, but I just love this calf's transition through his forerib. I think that's where he has the advantage over the calf in front of him. Is he as long, as extended, and wowie up through his front end? No. I love the muscle in this calf. Very complete. I just think with time, that hind leg will hopefully kind of correct itself. Just a little uncoordinated and awkward for me today. But that's a very, very high-quality steer for the young man. Not to take away, young lady, you ran into a buzzsaw of a class. Here's a calf that's got a lot of product to him. Big-bodied, really sound type of a calf. Just like to correct the way he lays into there behind his blade of his shoulder. Like to just flatten him up there in terms of his shoulder. Maybe make him come out with a little more extension. But a big hip, ultra-powerful steer. Very nice, very, very nice calf in his own right. A young man brings out a really, really nice solid white calf. Very complete. I love this calf at the ground. He's very sound, travels the ring with comfort. A calf that is ultra big bodied, maybe just lacking some of the hip and muscle and some of the extras that we saw on the top side of the class. But a calf that reads to me that's going to make a very nice fat steer for the young man. A young lady brings us out a big, stout, rugged black calf, ultra big in his body. Just need to loosen him up off of either end of his skeleton to get him higher today. But again, really big bodied, really, really nice calf. Young lady's yellow steer that's coming next. Very complete, very meat and potatoes. Doesn't have the extras, but in his own right, he's very sound. He's very big bodied, got a lot of nice product to him. Just maybe he's lacking some of the hair and some of those extra show steer factors to move him higher today. Young lady brings us out a bigger frame calf. Just need to see more of this calf, but I love his extra length and extension. He's very, very sound, good on his feet and legs. Just needs some more time with a feed pail. Congratulations to those kids on a great class of crossbred steers.
And I tell you what, the competition just keeps getting stiffer. Third in class right there is going to be Tom Cook out of Huntley, Montana. Second in class goes to Cale Roberts out of Absaroka, Montana. And your winner of the class, congratulations, also goes to Cale Roberts out of Absaroka, Montana. Class number 7, come on in. Jet Jamison from Lusk, Wyoming. Emerson Olson from Bar None, Wyoming. Tayton Clement from Lehi, Utah. Taylor Sposito from Manhattan, Montana. Jack Gillette out of Roy, Montana. Adelaide Spencer out of Lehi, Utah. Tayton Clement out of Lehi, Utah. And Taya Ann Clement out of Lehi, Utah. Brantley Spraggins out of Moore, Montana. You'll round out the class here. Also, just a friendly reminder, if you finished first and second in any of these classes, we will be bringing you back for the final drive. And if you were third in class, do have your hammer cocked because there is a chance we might pull you in that final drive. Also, friendly reminder, if you've got loved ones or family that weren't able to make it today, we are streaming live at ringsidelive.co. Again, that's ringsidelive.co. We also want to thank our friends down at Next Level Images. They're our official photographer of the NILE Stock Show. Check them out online at nextlevelimages.com. They've got all your NILE Stock Show images there, so check them out online and order away. Once again, we do want to thank all of our good arena sponsors. It would not be possible without them. I want to thank C&B Operations just down the road. They've got all your John Deere needs, whether it be farm, agriculture, to construction, all the way down to lawnmowers and Gator side-by-sides. You got any concerns there, check them out. Also, Intermountain Heating and Air Conditioning. We can't survive in this country without either of them, so if you got any questions there, check them out, 406-449-4567. Also, we want to thank Rand's Custom Hats just right down the road as well. Whether you're looking for a new lid, wanting to look sharp, or you're trying to fix up an old one, put a new crimp on it, either way, they've got you covered. Also, thanks Axiota Animal Health, Humana, Montana Lottery, VitaFirm, Coors, RCIS, Stockman Bank. You can't be in the cattle industry without a good banker. Western Ranch Supply. They've got a booth right back there for all your last-minute show items. Our good friends down at Pine Coulee Bulls, right down in Hardin, Montana. They're going to have a bull sale every March. Check them out. AgribestFeeds.com. They also have a booth right back there. Go visit with them. Transova Genetics, Hemptana, and Stock Show Secrets. Thanks to all of our arena sponsors. It would not be possible without them.
Well, I like all four of these steers on the top end. I think it's very deep. I definitely think that there's some difference and definitely some different types and kinds than we've seen today. Young lady's calf for me, he does the least amount wrong. Is he a little extra, probably a rib too long? Maybe for me and my overall preference. Maybe that's not necessarily a bad thing, and some guys would actually prefer it. So I think that's a really good calf. I love his feet and legs. I love all of his transitions. He does give you a really nice look, where I think he definitely has the advantages in terms of his hip. When we get behind the cattle, he's the boldest and the squarest. I think that's a really, really nice calf. Young man's silver calf, ultra complete. One that just gives you a really nice look. Young man's done a nice job getting him stuck. A calf that's maybe not as ready as some of the other ones in the class, but one that I think is very nice. He's very smooth in terms of his muscle, maybe not as crisp in terms of his hip as the calf in front of him. Maybe has the advantage of substance of foot and bone. A very nice calf. Going to make the young man an excellent fat steer. Young lady's bringing one out next, and man, when this calf is motoring from the side, I love the extra flex that this calf has. I love the shape that he has. For me, when we get behind the cattle and I watch him go away from me, he wants to just get a little bit outside of himself, just ever so slightly. He probably gives up some in terms of bone and muscle compared to the calves ahead of him. But, man, when this young lady gets him parked, he gives you a really nice look. That's an ultra-flexible, ultra-bendy type of a calf. Is going to last that young lady a long, long time. Young man brings us out a steer that maybe is lacking a little bit in terms of the extras. He's not as hairy as some of the steers in front of him, and that's not taking anything away from the calf. I know hair's not probably the product that we're selling the most, but it does take away and maybe gives him maybe just more of a plainer look. A calf that's ultra big bodied, very, very sound. Like to clean him up and through his sheath. Is the biggest thing for me. Maybe just give him a shot more power through his hip to get him any higher today. Young man's red calf has the advantage in terms of hip and power. I'd like to just make him a little more flexible off of his hind wheel as we ask the cattle to go into motion. I love how this calf comes up out of the top side of his shoulder. I love the boldness and robustness of this calf in his top line. Again, just need to ask him to be a little more flexible. Young lady's calf coming next, a big, bold, stout kind of a steer, awesome in the center portion, a calf that needs to just be a little more flexible off either end of his skeleton when we ask the cattle to go, but a very, very nice, bold, stout steer. Young man brings us a really nice chromed up steer. I love this calf and through his front 1/3. I love the look he gives you. To me, he gets a little restricted today in that hock. Just like to loosen him up there, maybe make him a little deeper twisted as we go on and feed that calf, but a very nice striking chromed up calf. Young lady's black steer coming out next, kind of a bigger frame, kind of a leggier steer, a steer that just needs more in the center portion of his body. I love the top shape that calf has. I love the substance of bone. Gets around the ring very nice. Young lady silver baldy coming out next, just gives up a little bit in terms of performance and body and power. He wants to just rock ever so slightly forward in that hock. Just like to maybe correct him, but a very, very nice, big butted, big top, very nice made steer for the young lady.
You betcha. That rounds out our class before the final drive. Congratulations to all those guys on a whale of a pin of steers right there. Third goes to Taya Ann Clement out of Lehigh, Utah. Second is going to go to Jet Jamison from Lusk, Wyoming. And congratulations to your class winner. That's going to be Brantley Spraggins out of Moore, Montana. That does kick us right into the final drive. So the top two out of your market heifers will be Jet Jamison, Hadley Cooper. The top two out of Class 1 will be Hadley Cooper and Adeline Elvinrude. Your second class will be Trey Teeter, Landon Daniels. Class number 3 will be Keegan Ross and Braley Brownwell. Class number 4 will be Cassie Baker, Maddie Keys. Class number 5 will be Ashton Smeltzer and Aubrey Kraft. Class number 6 will be Cale Roberts and another one from Cale Roberts. And class number 7, Brantley Spraggins and Jet Jamison. You guys will finish out class number 7 for us. Also, just a friendly reminder, if you finish third in your class, kind of have your hammer cocked, because we might, if we pull the first two out of the one class, we'll bring you in as well. So if you did finish third in your class, have it somewhat on your mind. Also, once again, we want to welcome and thank our judge, Jake Nickel from Marion, South Dakota. He's our judge right here. Jake Nickel and his wife, Sammy, reside in Marion, South Dakota. After merging each other's family operations and starting Scrag Nickel Show Cattle, no stranger to the show ring, Jake grew up showing shorthorns and eventually found a love of all breeds, which has led over to their multi-breed production sale held each October. Jake graduated from Kansas State University, where he actively worked to grow his knowledge and make connections in the industry. Jake has shown and judged cattle all across the country and loves working with youth. Jake now runs the cow herd in both South Dakota and Kansas. So help me in joining and welcoming Jake Nickel from Marion, South Dakota. And once again, if you got a loved one or family member that couldn't make it, we are going to be streaming live on ringsidelive.co. We also want to thank our friends down at Next Level Images. You can check, they're our official photographer for the NILE Stock Show. You can find all your pictures on nextlevelimages.com. We also want to thank our promotional partner of this year's NILE jackets would be World West of Joliet, Montana, a custom bull collection service with the experience many have come to trust. So thanks to Scott and Andrea Spickard for that. Also, friendly reminder, Grand and Reserve champions, please remember to visit the livestock office in the expo to pick up your champion jackets and vest. And special thanks to our friend Scott down at Dalio Western Wear for embroidering these awards. Don't be afraid to visit the Dalio booth and the trading post for all your NILE merchandise needs and swag. Matter of fact, I got a nice Dalio vest on myself, so if you guys are in the market for something, if you can dream it up, they can make it for you. Thanks, Dalio, for being a sponsor.
Well, let's go ahead and give all these exhibitors a big round of applause. I've had a blast. This is awesome. These are some really nice cattle. The Heifer show was awesome. The Market Heifer show was really good. And, man, this steer show, I think we could go 10 deep. I mean, guys, there's a lot of really, really nice steers out here. Before I get into the cattle, I just wanted to first thank Shelby and the NILE for asking me to come evaluate your prospect show. I've had a ton of fun. I've never been up in this part of the world and always wanted to come to this show. So to get the opportunity to come sort has been an honor. And I'm very appreciative and thankful that they asked me to come out and evaluate your livestock, but more importantly, work with your kids. And I couldn't do that with just an awesome crew and family, my wife and new baby girl holding down the fort at home. I wouldn't be able to come out and get to have some fun and sort through these calves. Onto the cattle, it's going to be fun. This is a prospect show, and I'm going to venture to guess that we got a lot more shows. I'm guessing nobody here, this is the last one they're going to with this calf. And I think we're in that time of year, I'll be talking to all my buddies selling calves, and they're like, man, you remember that calf that you didn't like? Man, you should see him now. Another 30 days, another 60 days. Man, that calf's really come on. And they're right. These things are going to change a lot. So, I'm going to try to pick the calf that I think is the best today. I'm going to try to project a little, but at the end of the day, these things are going to change. And, if you maybe didn't stand as high as you maybe thought, keep working because, again, some of these calves are going to go on and put on more weight, do different things here or there. And so that's what makes it fun. That's why I love prospect shows, because at the end of the day, we're trying to project maybe who's going to be the best at the end. And these are cattle. I mean, the second we think one thing about them, they're going to do something different. So I've had a blast. I really appreciate being able to do this. I think our top 5 is going to be awesome. I'm going to put the mic down and show you your top 5. Give them one more big round of applause.
If we could have Tom Cook from Class 6 come in, please. He's already on it. Good work. Reagan Torbett, if you could come in the ring, please, out of Class 6. Reagan Torbett, please. All righty. Well, congratulations on an excellent show right there. Congrats to your grand champion is going to be Cale Roberts. Your reserve champ is also going to be Cale Roberts. That's pretty special. Third place is going to go to Tom Cook. Fourth place is going to go to Cassie Baker. And fifth place will go to Hadley Cooper. Congratulations, guys. Let's give these guys a big round of applause for a lot of work and a lot of talent right here.